Alright. I've done other dishwasher replacements on video, but there are several segments. Like the one I think has 8 segments that you have to watch, which is kind of nice for, you know, going through the steps to see what we're doing next on it. This one's just going to be non-stop. So there's 4 different things that you have to remember to disconnect in order to get this dishwasher out. So there's only 4 items that's going to hold you up on being able to pull it out. 5th, if you want to count the wheels, like on the bottom, the legs of the wheels might get caught on the linoleum. On this case, we've got hardwood floors, and by the looks of it, the dishwasher setting on the hardwood, so it should slide out by the looks of it. So anyway, the 4 things you have to disconnect in order to get the dishwasher out. 1, there is brackets. This one you can't really see because they're broken up there in the cabinet. So you got to disconnect those. Your water, your drain, and your electric. How do you figure out what water valve? We've got 2 there and 1 right there. Well, that one's over there, that's on the right, so more than likely it's going to be cold. These 2 right here are on the same line. It's not a water spigot because it has the braided hose. That's going to be our dishwasher. Obviously, it's going toward the dishwasher. So, shut it off. When it's crossing the pipe, it's off. I've already disconnected the breaker, so I know my power is off. It wasn't marked. I had to turn the dishwasher on, have somebody yell to me when I had hit it, the right one. So then we got to disconnect or take off our screws on the bottom. They normally only have 2, some of them have 4. Underneath, we've got our water, which this one has the old style connection. 3/8 threaded by 3/8 supply line, or a 1/4 inch. Plumbing pipes are funny. They've got so many different sizes. You know, they've got a CTS, copper tube size. They've got, they normally measure stuff on the inside diameter, but sometimes you go on outside diameters. So, like this braided steel line, I would call 3/8. When I buy the PEX, they call it 1/4. This is the way I prefer to hook up dishwashers now, instead of the braided steel lines, which are fine, they work, but I like the PEX. So we're going to be hooking up a PEX water line. At the supply house, they call this 1/4 inch. I call it 3/8 because it's the 3/8 supply line size, like a supply line to your faucet or a supply line to the toilet. So I call it 3/8. It's 3/8 outside diameter, 1/4 inch inside diameter. At any rate, back to what we were doing. I've already turned the water off, so I'm going to disconnect my water line. Baby channels. Remember the righty-tighty, lefty-loosey? On to look at the fitting to determine which way to turn it. Okay, truth be known, that braided steel supply line is probably still good. However, I'm not going to reuse it. Again, because I like the pecs. So we've got it disconnected. Now we've done our water. Our straps up at the countertop are broken, so you don't have to worry about those. That's 2. So now we got electric and drain. Over here is our electric. Grab my screwdriver. That nut on the electric is a 1/4 inch. So you could use a 1/4 inch nut driver, or you can use, a 1/4 inch socket, or you can use a flathead. This is one of the, I think they call it a 4-in-1 because it's got Phillips, small side, flat, and then you pull it out. The other side is 5/16 with a flat and a Phillips. So I like using these, makes it a lot easier. Okay, wow, this one was done nice. Sometimes you'll get in here and this little tie down connector isn't in place. They just got the wire shot into it. So I assume when we done it last time, we done it pretty good. So I'm gonna put my screwdriver back in so I can start using my Phillips to take loose the ground, which also is 1/4 inch. So I could have just used it. Probably should have. It would have made it quicker. Got it loose enough that it's gonna come out. There we go. I always say, you hit it with an electric tester, but I've been doing it so long, 115 ain't too bad. I had it on when I killed the breaker, so I know we're good. Real quick, touch the white and the black to make sure. The braided ones are for the dishwasher. You can see they go outside. The one that goes through that connection right there in the back is going to be your hard wire from your breaker box. So, get those on out the way. Hopefully there's enough slack, because this is pretty tight. I probably can pull it out. Hopefully there's enough slack back there that we can, there we go. Let's do it like that. So our electric's disconnected. Now for our drain. I'm going to pull the dishwasher out to get to the drain. We could take it apart right here. This particular one says do not remove. There's a check valve on the inside, so there must be a check valve with the hose right here. No worries, I'm not going to take it apart there unless I have to. Normally there's a connection on the side. So we're going to pull the dishwasher out, disconnect the drain there, and then we're going to start prepping it for the new one. I'm going to go ahead and pull these old brackets out anyway, so they're out of here. These legs are extended. Normally I'd just drop them like you could. When you drop your legs, you're going to be turning them to the right to get the dishwasher to drop down. It's hitting the countertop. I could lift up on the countertop, but probably better not. We'll just go ahead and adjust the legs downward so that we can get it out that way. That top side to drop a little bit so it's not hitting the counter. 3 or 4 turns ought to be plenty enough for it. Okay. Oh yeah. Of course, those broken brackets are catching. Alright, on the side, this one don't have the connection that they normally have right here. Because it must be because it's older. So, I don't see no other connection inside here. So what we're going to have to do is either take it apart at the one on the bottom, or take it apart on the inside at this, or however it ties in. This one happens to tie in the way I like them to tie in, probably because I had installed this, but it's tied into the garbage disposal. If it's a new installation, remember there's a knockout on the inside of the garbage disposal that you have to remove to hook it up. Alright, I gotta pull this out and pull the bit. Hose clamps are typically 5/16. Just loosen this hose clamp a little bit so I can pull the hose out. Now, again, I said it 100 times, I installed this one. So that's why there's several things that I like that I'm real picky about, and that's why it's done the way it is. Let me go ahead and find my flashlight since I can't see what we're doing here. Alright. Up inside the cabinet, you can see the hole for the dishwasher hose is drilled above the height of the basket strainer. The reason they do this is so that if the drain ever backs up, it's harder for the water to go backwards into the dishwasher. If that hose is down low and not mounted up high like that, then it's going to back up and it's going to go straight to the dishwasher, and you may have water leak on your floor before you ever realize that the drain's clogged. So that's why it's done like that. So the new dishwasher comes with a new hose, so we don't need that one. So we're going to remove it. I'm replacing the supply line, so we're going to remove it. Sorry, I'm having difficulties here with the camcorder. Now when I disconnect this, it's going to leak a little bit of water on the floor. It's only going to be what's trapped in that supply line. Is more or less right now what we're going to be doing is releasing the airlock. Some and probably most dishwashers are not hooked up to a water line that looks like that. It's normally one of those little valves you see behind your toilet. I call them angle stops. So it's got the little crank down or quarter turn, and then this comes off the side, or it's a straight stop where it comes out the top. I happen to put a ball valve in because I thought that, you know, heck, the ball valve's going to last longer. And I try to do things so that they last for as long as we can possibly make them. You know, just like this all glue trap here. You know, it could have had a captured nut on it, but I'm like, forget it. I want this thing to last, you know. So, you know, I put it in there. The only reason I didn't put a T in right here, PVC T, is because this has a baffle inside of it, which forces the garbage disposal debris to go downward. If you don't have that, more than likely when you fill the sink up and kick the disposal on, it'll come up in the other side. This is another thing that I'm real picky about, and you know, like when I see people hooking their tubular up underneath their sink like this, because this is the way I feel it should look and be done. It don't necessarily have to have that metal T, but it should have a T that has a baffle in it. So anyway, I'm easily sidetracked. We're going to get back to the mission at hand. So we've got everything disconnected for the dishwasher. We are going to pull it out and start prepping the new one. There's a few changes they've made to the new dishwashers. They no longer have that 3/8 by 3/8 fitting I was talking about. They, on the bottom for the water, they have a hose threaded by 3/8 compression or supply line fitting.
Dad, you're putting...
Get. So I'm gonna grab the other dishwasher. Well, my electric's caught on something. Well, you can tell that there has been some mice back inside here for a while. Here's the connection I was looking for on the side. It happened to be pushed all the way to the back. There should be a clamp on here, but it's not necessary for it.
Dirty that hoses.
What sucks is that new one. They damaged it.
Who did?
Whoever bought it and returned it. So I have to reuse this one. I guess I don't have to, but I can pause it because there's some picking off here that I don't have to do.
How do you pause it? You just stop it?
Yeah, hit the record.
Huh?
Hit the record button.